What up, what up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk channel where we discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about how changing your circle will help you build wealth. So, the admin notes, thank you all to my subscribers for subscribing to the channel. I endeavor to push out these videos to give you leverage to better yourselves. So let's get into it. So, change your circle will help you build wealth. Very simple concept. I will relate it to, as long as you keep negative people in your circle, you will never get ahead in anything you want to do in life. And I mean, that's anything. I mean, like as far as like building wealth, establishing healthy relationships, whether it be, friendships or relationships. There's no edits in this video, so I'm trying to think of the word. Intimate relationships, right? Any type of relationship you have with a person, like you're not going to be able to establish a solid groundwork for that by being around negative people. I don't know how many times, I had to remove myself from a situation where folks were just not necessarily like bringing me down or breaking me down, but like just being just a very negative person when it came to stuff that I told them. And after a while, it gets to the point where like, you really get to the point where you really want to say anything to anybody. You're like, man, like, I can't even, like express, how I feel about something when it comes to like, like my finances, relationships, anything that's important to me, my family, because, let's not get it twisted. Men do have emotions. We do have feelings, right? Like I said before, I'm definitely a person that do not like to show my feelings or emotions a lot. That's just me. I was just raised like that. And I can get into a video later, down the line as far as like, how being raised can really affect how you deal with situations. But, I really don't like expressing myself like that from an emotional standpoint. But don't get it twisted. There is some times to where like, I want to, sit down with my homeboy and be like, yo, man, life is just kicking my behind right now. You know what I'm saying? I need some help. I need some, some motivation. I need some ideas to get myself through this, And one thing about it is when you actually go to one of your homeboys or, if this is a woman watching the video, like a girlfriend of yours, and you expressing your problems and your concerns, and they're constantly coming out and saying, like, well, it probably could be worse, and I don't know what you're gonna do, and they're not giving you any good advice. Those are folks that you really want to like kind of like stay away from when it comes to you actually expressing like how you feel about something. Because if I come to you and I ask you for some help, or maybe not necessarily asking for help, but like like just stating what my situation is and like kind of like want to have your idea or point of view on it. What I really want you to do is actually try to help me a little bit, try to figure the situation out. So not compound the situation by actually pouring on negative energy on top of it. And I don't know, it's almost like an automatic mechanism in some people's brains when it comes to stuff like that. Like when they receive negative energy, they put out negative energy. And I'm one of the folks that I really want to be in a situation to where like if somebody actually is going through something, I don't want to push out any negative energy back towards that person. I want to be able to put out positive vibes and, and just a positive outlook when it comes to what they're going through. And, getting back on topic with this video, when it comes to wealth, your circle will really dictate how big your wealth can be and how it can grow. Because if you're around folks that, don't know anything about money, or they're scared of money, or or they're terrified of money, and like anytime you try to bring a financial situation up, they're like they compound it by like saying all these negative things about it. You're not gonna get anywhere when it comes to that. I know for myself, I really had to really propel myself forward as far as like trying to surround myself with a circle of people that knew how money worked and just just bounce ideas off of. And yeah, I mean it helped immensely. But for a long time, I was around folks that did not know how money works. And the more money I received in my pocket, the quicker it left my pocket. you know. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of folks on this video right now that can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where like you feel like that as long as you can get more money, then your problems will go away as far as financially. And that's not the case, y'all. I'm telling you. There are so many people that I know personally that make over 6 figures and are broke, you know. And what I mean by broke is that they barely can pay their bills, let alone be able to do anything recreationally for themselves or their families, but they make 6 figures. And, you know, and you got folks out here that are making barely 60,000 and they're living just fine with a family, not by themselves, with a family. And it's almost baffling because the folks that are making only 60 grand are looking at like, if I had, 6 figures, I'd be like balling, you know what I'm saying? But the 6 figures folks are like, I'm struggling. I need to make, 120, 130, 150, 180, 200. But if you don't know how money works and you don't know how to take care of money, doesn't matter how much money you receive, you're going to be in a situation to where like you just can't dig yourself out of. You're going to be in a rut. I will say there is one situation that I saw with one of my friends, one of my homeboys. He actually had hit me up about this a while ago, maybe I want to say maybe like a month ago. But long story short, me and him was IT together in the military, right? So he moved to Hawaii. Was definitely a guy that I really looked up to. He had made it really high in the ranks, had got out early, and was just doing really good for himself. Was a IT lead at a firm, making at one point I want to say a little bit over 200 grand. I mean, just doing it, and getting some residual income from some other things. And one day he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, I'm miserable, man." You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. I make so much money and it seems like I can't get ahead. Like it's like, I just can't put myself in a situation to where like I really can actually move forward with my finances. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife. My wife is pregnant. She's about to have a baby, and I don't know what to do. So I gave him some advice and everything. And I said, you got to really look at your situation and really figure out, what's really important to you when it comes to finances and, and other things that are in your life. So literally the day that his son was born, he resigned from his position, making 200 grand. Now he's living the life that he wanted. He's a real estate agent along with his wife. Both of them are real estate agents, and he sells insurance on the side. So actually both businesses are combined. He sells insurance and he also does real estate. And like I said, his wife works, but even if his wife didn't work, he still has some other side hustles that actually really can supplement his income. But that's an example of how I was able to help him move forward, because he came to me for help. He made more money than I did, and he came to me for help. You know what I'm saying? And I gave him some advice that actually really changed his life. So change your circle can really propel yourself towards success. It really can. It's, I don't know what your circle is right now, but I will say is, as long as you are able to put yourself around money, your circle will eventually change anyway. Because if you're really focused on getting yourself right financially, you're not even going to even want to be around folks that do not know how money works. And I'm not saying to dish your own family. I'm not saying to be in a situation to where like you just like cut everybody off. I'm just saying that, if you want to really put yourself in a very good financial position, and you start putting yourself around people that know how money works and they're actually financially well off, then eventually your circle is going to change anyway. It's just natural progression. It's going to change anyway, right? And that's how mine's happened. I put myself around folks that knew how money works, and my circle changed. It really did. But have I totally like dissed my family? No. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of family members that that they're not broke, but they're like kind of like on the I got money, but I don't know how to work it and everything. I give them advice as much as I can, so family is family. I love them to death, but my main circle is for like who I hang around with a lot. They think just like I do, and birds of a feather flock together. That's a true statement, y'all. Birds of a feather flock together. I told both my boys this one time before, and I hope it really resonated in them. I think it resonated in my middle child. My oldest boy is kind of stubborn a little bit when it comes to things that I tell him. But I told him this one time, and it really resonated in him. And I told him, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. So the friends you hang out with is a mirror image of how you are. A lot of times. I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of times. So let's get it. Let's get ourselves together. Change your circle in order to build wealth. All right? Like, comment, subscribe. I endeavor to push your videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. Find that fitness and folk. Triple F, I'm gone.